Well, hello, DirtFish Rally friends. Rally Estonia has once again delivered, and that man, Kalle Rovanperä, is turning the rallying world a little bit upside down, isn't he, David?
I wasn't ready for that. That was awful.
You like that link, no?
No. But he's not though, is he?
Well, I think he is. I think he is. 22 years old. He's won 13 stages in a row here, thank you. 13 stages in a row here. He looked absolutely supreme out there. It was as dominant a performance as we've seen from a 22-year-old ever.
Agreed.
Yeah, it really was.
There is nothing
really
you
was.
can say, is there? I mean, you probably could say the same from a 21-year-old last year, and you'll say the same from a 23-year-old next year. He is something special.
He is, but do you know what? Elvin
Hang on a
pushed him
second,
close.
though. No, you know, at the start of the year, we were all, ooh, hasn't won since New Zealand.
Yeah.
What happened to all of that?
No, it was a very different.
Ooh, we didn't win Sweden.
Ooh, we didn't. There was a bit of, but it was a different Rovanperä we saw at the start of the year. It was a Rovanperä. It really was. It really was. And it was, he was incredibly focused last year. He was quite intense at times. Not the same intensity we see from, say, like Tanak. But he was very, very intense
last year. Yeah, but that was all championship, wasn't it? He was getting there. He was nearly there, and there was a lot of, as he said, there was other stuff going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
In his world as well. But it kind of makes me laugh that we swing from one to the other, and now he's absolutely dominating.
Well, he has, and the big difference is, I think his attitude this year. He's not been so hung up on winning. He knows that there's no doubt. There was never really much doubt with him, but he needed to win that first title. He won it, and he now just doesn't have to really get hung up on anything. And when it comes together as it has done this weekend, the feeling in the car, the performance of the car, the rally, lots of things that have come together. It's given us, in my view, and yours might be different, David, but in my view, one of the best performances we've seen in a long, long time. Because he's beaten drivers who are driving well. He's beaten drivers who have not really had any problems out there.
Yeah, but so what are we talking about now? Just this event or the last three events? Because he didn't win Sardinia. He didn't win Safari.
No, he didn't win Safari. No.
And I'm not, I'm not detracting from what he did. There were issues with where he was on the road, obviously, all of that. But let's not get carried away. What he's done here, he's driven brilliantly on roads that he loves, his favourite roads in the world, in a car that was great and is even greater now with the engine upgrades. Okay, Finland now, for me, he is the absolute favourite. It's really interesting to see what Tanak can do there because, I think Tanak, he showed what he could do on Friday and then I'm sure he lost the motivation when he's first on the road through Saturday and Sunday.
No question.
But more than ever now, Tanak will be absolutely up for a fight in Finland.
Well, I'll tell you what, we did actually ask Kalle Rovanperä about Finland. We talked to him about this win, we talked to him about Finland. This is what he had to say.
It couldn't be much better, let's say. Starting first and finishing like this, it's a good weekend. Really comfortable feeling in the car. For sure on Friday, opening the road, we were not perfect with the car. Then small changes here and there, we got a bit better feeling all the time, and then finally when we got the starting place, we showed the speed what we had.
Now, looking forward to Finland, you're in a great championship position. Can you afford to maybe be take a little more risk to try and win your first rally Finland because of your strong championship position, or is it the opposite? Do you want to keep building on your championship position?
I think it's the opposite. It would be stupid to also mess up the rally where we can at least have some good points. So it's a bit tricky situation. I don't want to ruin the good championship at the moment. We have been doing all the time good rallies and quite clever way. For sure, I will try to push at the home event, but Oid with that starting place will be really fast, like we know.
Do you know what, that's really interesting, isn't it? You'd have thought a Finn coming from Finland, a Finnish world champion. His one and only aim, if he had one in the year, might be to win Rally Finland. But does it show where he's at and his level of maturity?
Yeah, it does. You'd said it all before. He is relaxed. Yeah. If I win, I win. Yeah. If not, championship's coming. There's always next year.
Yeah. Thierry Neuville, quite an unexpected result here. Maybe not so unexpected if we believe what we were hearing about the testing form, but quite often you hear massive positivity from testing. Does that translate into rally form? quite often not. It very much did for the whole Hyundai team here.
But it's not really testing for them, is it? It's where their test space is.
Yeah.
So, you know, they spend so long on those roads, those fast roads in central Finland. And yes, it is a different surface, harder surfaces. There's probably more grip in Finland than there is here. But it's the actual kinematics and dynamics of how the car's working on those really quick sections. So, yeah, I think as well as that, it is undoubtedly Esa-Pekka Lappi coming in. It's
his influence.
His influence.
Yeah,
it's Teemu
his experience.
Suunanen
Yeah.
coming in with probably a little bit, oh, we tried this, let's give that a go. And fundamentally, Thierry Neuville is one of the fastest drivers in the world. Give him the right car. We saw it when he was in that Fiesta it was 13, I think.
13, a long time, 10 years ago, would you believe?
Yeah, but he can do it.
He really can do it. And he did it this weekend. He delivered for the team. This is what he had to say.
The fact that I'm driving more and more in Finland roads and testing with our home base over there, I'm getting more used to the driving style of the faster rallies, and the fact that me and EP started to work in the same direction also gave us both, I think, a lot of confidence in the settings we choose, and they worked well.
We're only a week away from Rally Finland. What will you be looking for in the test between now and Finland to give you the chance maybe to push Kalle a little harder in Finland?
I don't know if you're going to be able to push Kalle, to be honest. If he has the same speed and the same confidence and the same car performance as this weekend, I don't think we're going to be able to push him a lot. It would be nice if we can get a little bit closer to keep up a bit more pressure. And yeah, what we are looking for, I made a long list this morning, which I sent to my engineer, because they are preparing the test and we are testing from Wednesday or Thursday on. So the list has gone to the engineers and they're going to work on that.
What was top of the list?
A lot of things. I don't going to tell you.
DirtFish Live Center.
But what is DirtFish Live Centre? New for 2023, DirtFish Live Centre has been warmly received by rally fans all over the world. Why?
For one reason, it brings you right here, right to the heart of the action.
Head to dirtfish.com, click on Live Centre and follow the rally second by second. Enjoy exclusive behind-the-scenes photos, videos and analysis. What are you waiting for? Want to get involved? Simply enter your name and leave a comment. No sign-ups or logins required.
Catch all the action on DirtFish Live Center.
Esa-Pekka Lappi, David, you're Esa-Pekka Lappi, Teemu Suunanen, Thierry Neuville, great performances from all of them. Really unfortunate. Do you think we'd have seen anything different from Lappi had he not had that issue with a hybrid on day one in the morning?
I don't think so, no. I think maybe he'd have been just ahead of Thierry, but no, I think he's driven brilliantly. Yeah. He hasn't really risked the car. And that's the good thing, that's the reassuring thing for Hyundai, is that nobody has looked like putting a mark on the car for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
So, no, I think probably EP is building himself again. Finishing behind Thierry. Okay, let's do that in Estonia. In 2 weeks' time, I suspect we're going to see an even more quicker and more potentially more aggressive,
more motivated.
Yeah.
I think he's well motivated
here,
anyway.
Yeah. But it'll be a different motivation. It's that potential for winning Finland again.
Remember when he won in 2017? Who was he battling with on that final morning?
That fella?
Suunanen as well. Big Suunanen dropped out towards I think the second pass on the Sunday morning, but he was there or thereabouts for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
It bodes well for Hyundai. We'll have to wait and see what kind of Kalle Rovanperä we do get, obviously there. But for sure, Esa-Pekka Lappi's had a great weekend, and you could tell in this interview just after the end of the rally.
It's first time for me ever that I've done 3 days flat out. I mean, normally always the rally ends on Friday or Saturday. The fights are ending and then it's nothing to fight for on Sunday except the power stage. But now it didn't happen, so also need to be pleased with that we could do without the mistakes all the 3 days on such a high-speed rally. So this is also a step again forward on my performance level. We've done a lot of changes for sure. Front geometry, rear wing, dampers, brakes, what else? Aero. So, a couple of things. Let's say I know where the problem is at the moment, where we are losing.
What is the area then?
Grip.
does sound as if grip was at the top of the list, David. Trying to find a bit more grip for Rally Finland just to close that gap to the performance of the Toyotas.
So much of Finland depends on the weather. You know, when we were at the end of August, we always got one rainy day at least, you know, as the season shifted into autumn. But now there's still going to be some rain around, I'm sure. If it does rain, grip is really hard to find there. Also, it does a lot of cleaning. Fundamentally, that car does need more grip. We've seen that. We've seen it here. The roads are a lot softer here, so grip is again even more at a premium here. They can work on that.
It's fascinating. We've had a great rally here, David, in Estonia, and you know, the atmosphere is just tremendous, and you could tell we went through the drivers at the end of the event. You know, there's massive love for this event amongst the teams, amongst the drivers, more so amongst the Estonian people, tens of thousands of them, creating the most incredible atmosphere out in the stages. And as we stand here now, David, this might be our last trip here. That's wrong, isn't it?
Well,
That's
it
wrong
might be.
in many ways.
From what we understand from Irma Arva, the man behind Rally Estonia, there is a government decision in August, September time on funding. I spoke to Irma for a long time this morning, and I said to him, you know, I'm sad. And he said, don't be sad, you know, we will be back. You know, we will be back. There was an amazing story that he told me about the telephone call that he got from Oliver Ciesler, who was the managing director of the promoter, to say, you're in the World Championship. And he said he put a red ring around that day and he'll never forget where he was. All of that is coming in Irmo's story of the creation of this great event. Check out dirtfish.com this week.
It'll be a great read if David Evans is writing the story.
I'm not sure about that.
I might even have a little read of that one. You never know. You never know.
High
David,
praise.
so final thoughts on this edition. Any other standout performances? I'd like to mention Teemu Sunanen because you know the point I made to Teemu when I mentioned to him last time he was here. I spoke to him here just over behind us.
You made him cry.
He left my interview in tears. He was a broken man.
And he never cries.
He's a hard Finn, but that just shows. It shows where he was at. Mean Scotsman. Shows where he was at. He was a broken man. He's come back 2 years later with a degree of pressure on him to perform here. And it's been the most remarkable performance.
For me, absolutely agree with every word you said. And now it would be really interesting if they would just give him a little bit more of the reins and just see what he could do in Finland.
Right. Okay, just to give him his head and say...
Yeah, just say... I mean, it won't happen, will it? Because, you know, they need him there as a safety net, but it would be amazing.
It would be absolutely amazing to see three Hyundais.
Mikkelsen as well.
Mikkelsen was a great drive.
Really good drive.
And you know, Oliver Solberg, we all love Oliver Solberg, but at the end of the rally, he keeps saying, but I was the fastest driver. You need to sit... Oliver Solberg's got the best people around him. He's got Peter Solberg around him. But you need to sometimes sit and listen to the guys that are competing out there. And Mikkelsen, it's worth a listen. You know, he said, at the end of the event, I knew on the Friday that I wasn't the quickest, but I knew that there was too much risk. It doesn't matter if you're the fastest driver. If you're not there at the end of the rally, you don't win. Yeah. And Mikkelsen did a great job of managing his pace, managing the rally. Youngsters can learn from that.
Oh, they can. But we saw that with Andreas in Sardinia, didn't we?
Absolutely.
And now more than ever, Andreas has to manage his rally, he has to manage himself, has to manage his budget, has to manage his season, because, you know, he is absolutely on a sort of shoestring, isn't he, to try and get to the end. He's got Finland guaranteed, but potentially he's not going to get the full quota of rounds in to try and win WRC2, so he's going to have to try and do it with 6 rallies, one less than everybody else.
Absolutely.
But he's making a pretty good fist of it.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to wait too long, folks. Just 10 days or so till we head just 200 kilometres north of here to Finland. In the meantime, if you've missed any of the action, we've been out in the stages. We've been at stage ends, we've been at stage starts, we've been at regroups. If you want to see what we've been up to, we've been
Certainly been behind the scenes.
Picking up all the action as it's happened. If you've missed any of it, DirtFish Live Centre. And DirtFish Live Centre next weekend, you can follow the DirtFish Rally Fest, David.
Rallycross Fest, it's a great event. It's a 2-dayer at HQ in Snoqualmie.
Yep.
Watch it, DirtFish Live Centre is all over it. It'll be an absolute ripper. And to Jack Harrison and everybody, Josie Rimmer, Nate Tennis, all of the people out there, it's going to be brilliant.
It's going to be great. We can't wait for that.
Imagine that you go from Estonia to Snoqualmie to Jyväskylä. How cool is that?
That's about the greatest hop you can make in rallying and motorsport. Folks, it's been an absolute joy having you with us this week in Estonia. We'll see you in just a few days' time for Rally Finland.